And I show people how to make dressing so easy. I was so upset when somebody had posted a recipe on Instagram calling themselves a health coach, and they had a whole bottle of Thousand Island dressing in it. I'm like,
What?
you just wrecked everything. Or Cool Whip. Listen, I made a few recipes with Cool Whip in my day, back in the day. You know, it was very big in the 70s, but it's loaded with inflammatory fat. It's not even real. So the body knows. As we're learning, the cells know. I have another client. She's amazing. I mean, she came to me because she had no energy. She wanted to lose weight, but that wasn't her biggest thing. And she's now lost 45 pounds. For the first time in her life, she's under 200 pounds. So, and now she said she would have killed somebody for fudge stripe cookies when I first met her. She wouldn't go near them now. She's so happy with the way she feels. She doesn't want to go back there. We've also switched over her entire pantry. She has these beautiful jars where she makes snacks that she loves to keep with nuts. And she likes goji berries. And one of her favorite little pick-me-ups, or like she has a little reward for herself. It's frozen wild blueberries and bananas and cacao nibs. Listen, I didn't know what cacao was about 8 years ago either, but it's just all swish, and she feels so good. That's it. And she's able to be around food, you know, that typically is not good, all the junk food that you see at parties, and she's fine. And
she knows how to handle herself at parties, then obviously, and she goes out quite a bit with her husband, doesn't, when they go out to dinner and stuff, right?
Yeah. So she and everybody honors her new way of eating, and but she's really set on feeling good, because she felt so bad, and now that she feels so good, it's just, and she's so creative in the kitchen. She loves to send me, like, you know, fun things that she's made. And one of her favorite things is she used to love mashed potato. A lot of people do. It's a comfort food, and I love turning comfort foods into something that's healthy. Cauliflower is one of the healthiest things for our brains. There's plant compounds in there that actually cross the brain barrier to help break down fats that are accumulating in cells, and that's healthy for our veins, our heart, our brain. And but she's putting in Japanese yams, which she never heard of before, and making a mashed cauliflower that she now brings to parties instead of, you know, something she's buying at Publix or something. But she just loves sharing with me how she's getting creative, and it's only because she's got in the kitchen, she's just worked with clean food, and she just realizes it's simple.
Wow. And I think this is the one that got to wear her wedding ring for the first time in a long time, right?
My goodness, yes. And she looked gorgeous at a graduation from the military academy. I mean, it's really, and you see it in her face. And I have another client that, you know, really she wanted to connect more mindfully with where she was going in her yoga practice. And you cannot, and you know from being an energy practitioner yourself, that if you're not creating a body of foundation of cleanly food going in, you're not going to have the vibrational foundation to then resonate, right, with really authentic connection.
Well, and I think the idea of mindfulness, you know, because that's part of the answer in terms of why cook at home, because you're putting your mindful intention into your food, and that's going to make a difference in your health and well-being, right?
100%, because that's the connection that we're missing. While we're cooking, our bodies, our brain, everything is getting connected to the process of eating. We have so many stressors today, and we won't even go into EMFs, but those also create stress on the digestive process, where we're working, we're not taking lunch, we're just shoving food in our mouth. But while you're cooking, you're getting ready to receive. And I love giving people a little bit of information about the nutrient quality of the food and how it actually heals the body, like food is medicine, that kind of connection. If you're doing that at the same time, like one of the recipes just posted in a newsletter had to do with thyroid health. So if you're cooking with the intention of, okay, this is healthy for my thyroid, you're upping it. You're increasing the connection and the healing process.
Yeah, exactly. So can you share some tips of how we can be
Yes.
more creative in the kitchen, and what does that look like?
Yes. Yes. Love it. So I asked my friend, I asked one of my friends that lives here with me. She goes, and she's an artist. She goes, it's really just letting go of fear, and that's true. So how do you do that? Well, organization is huge. If your kitchen and cooking space is disorganized, there's going to be no joy. You need to know where to find the stuff to do what you need to do. I am a genius at helping people organize. It's just that's just one of my gifts. Tossing out unhealthy options and replacing them. When you invest in yourself, that investment is always a payoff. And I have a healthy shopping list that people can get on my website. Another one is clean, neat, organized pantry with easy access to healthy things, such as nuts and seeds and smoothie add-ins. If you're trying to make a smoothie or you're trying to make a recipe and you're having to go through bags to find stuff, it creates stress, and that's no fun, because the last thing you want is something joyful to be stressful. So I really recommend that people put these things into jars, because certain nuts and seeds, you need to have them sealed. If you can see them, you're going to eat them. And they have very excellent nutrients to help keep your blood sugar stable. You want to make sure you have quality tools, good knives, quality measuring spoons, cups, cutting boards, pans. Just like what you feel like when you're wearing quality clothes, it's the same. You got quality stuff. You're going to love using it. I always say get a spiralizer, because those are fun. You can create a lot.
And explain what a spiralizer is.
So basically, you can take a zucchini and you can make long noodles. I mean, I've had one that's like so long, and you've seen them at the stores. You can buy them already spiralized, but it's fun at home to do it because it reduces the cooking time a lot. You can make different dishes with it. And I have many recipes. Getting a food processor or a Vitamix that can couple as a food processor. You definitely need a very good high-end smoothie. What do you call it? Not a food processor, but a blender. We used to have blenders for a certain reason, but now they need to be high speed to break down the greens.
I just got this flash I want to just share with you, because when I grew up, my mother and my grandmother used a book that probably people know from that era called The Joy of Cooking, right? Do you remember that?
Of course I do.
And I think that's you're reinventing the joy of cooking just from the mindfulness and this whole thing about the bioenergetics, and really, creating a health in your world that actually will completely revitalize that joy of cooking in a whole new way. So you're going to be putting out a book soon, aren't you? I believe, right?
Yes. So it will be focused on the bioenergetics of cooking, but it's really going to connect us to the healing process of food with a great glossary at the back with all the healing components. And when you mentioned the joy of cooking, I read that book too, and I used to watch Julia Child on TV. I'm actually born the exact same day as her. So, I mean, it's really fun to do that. Another really great way is go to the farmer's market here. Ask the farmers. They know how to cook stuff. And I share many of ideas with them, but even Farmer Chris, Jessica's, Warden Farms, Homestead Hydro Farms, they have great ideas for you to make something with any of the stuff they're selling. Google recipes for ideas, and then just let your inner creativity take over. But when you're Googling recipes, sometimes I reduce a lot of things. I change things, and we can't rely on Betty Crocker anymore. Betty Crocker's over, is because it's filled with processed foods and ingredients like Ritz crackers and Velveeta cheese and Campbell soups and all of this stuff. And we just have to get back to the basics.
Well, and we have to, I think you're bringing up a very good point, and that's why I mentioned we need to rewrite joy of cooking, and we have to get away. I've seen these healthy cookbooks that show using canola oil in them, and like you said, a can of this or that, and I'm like, why are people doing that? Why are they saying stuff like that that's really not healthy for you? How do we educate them?
Yeah, they may be supported by the companies that sell those products too. But no, it really, and that's why I did the Organic Supper Club, which I'm kicking off tomorrow here. But it's really just tasting it and seeing how simple it is and seeing how great you feel and how easy it is and how much it unites the family together and getting the kids involved. We've lost the connection. We need to get it back. And if we want to have our health again, we need to take responsibility and then feel empowered. And it's really fun. So,
well, and Kimberly, I have to say, your videos and the things you post on Instagram and Facebook are phenomenal. They're very inspiring. So tell people about how they can get a hold of you and when your book's coming out, huh?
Beautiful. Well, I hope to have a preview of the book this fall in special time for the Energy for Life conference, and they can reach me at inthekitchenwithkk.com. That's my website. Lots on there. Or Kimberly Knox on Instagram. I love Instagram. It feeds right to Facebook. There's loads of, I just love putting on great content. I'm a big content sharer.
And how do they get to your recipes? Because you've got that really organized well, right?
Well, right on my Instagram profile, there's a link tree. You hit that and you can go right to recipes. So of course, not all of the recipes in my book are going to be on there, but people that sign up with me to do half days and full day cooking, they get special recipes in their own book for their home. So, yeah.
And I love you've put on dessert camps and like that. It's really, really fun. Yeah.
So I love helping people have decadent desserts that are not, they're like snacks. So it's a big jumping point for people, like the chocolate avocado mousse rocks.
So people, if they want to come to your wonderful supper club, how do they let you know that they're interested?
They can reach out to me at KK at inthekitchenwithkk.com. And I guess I can see more about it because I already have the menu out. It's the second Tuesday of the month, and it starts at 6:30 right downtown Sarasota at Cityside Luxury Apartments. So
that's awesome.
Wonderful.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. You're such an inspiration, and I want everybody to know about you. Totally. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and be listening for us next week for more on creativity and fun. Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thank you.